It's nice to see you guys.
Yeah, I just want to get it out
great
there.
To see you
just
guys.
Just hey,
Hey.
Chris, you're super tan.
Yeah, just
way to go.
Just staying
Congrats.
in the sun. Yeah,
Congrats.
Chris is going to teach me how to play softball.
Softball.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you play softball?
I started.
Yeah, Jenny.
Yeah, girl. Earned it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
First time?
Yes.
Ever?
I played on like a college league, but I didn't really play. I just drank.
Yeah.
Sure.
that makes sense. Did you play ball?
No.
Yeah, you didn't. You don't look like you're
No,
very
no,
athletic.
I don't.
Or, no.
Yeah.
No.
Ball?
Yeah. Ball. But 3, 2, 1.
Ooh.
Okay.
Jenny has us on a strict schedule today,
Okay.
Yes.
and we're gonna follow it.
All right. Cool.
For
Right?
once. And also, you guys did such a great job of texting back this time.
Good.
Thumbs up.
Who
Thumbs up.
is that? How you fist bump people
No,
now?
this is-
Because you get back from Costa Rica and you're just like fist bump,
Remember
thumbs
you
up.
told us we can't thumbs up anymore.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, don't thumbs up. That's right, don't thumbs up. Passive aggressive, don't do it. I don't make up the rules. I'm trying to follow these new rules that I'm learning every day. Thumbs up, passive aggressive, don't do it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, and on that note, today we're going to talk about, do you guys know?
I don't know, enlighten us.
Scarcity mindset.
Ooh.
Scarcity mindset. Okay. All right, scarcity mindset. Why?
Well, because I saw it come up on my social media recently, and I was like, okay, curious about the concept, and I was like, it's something that I want to leave behind, and I think everyone should want to leave behind and like not practice scarcity mindset. And once we get into it, it'll make more sense. But
Okay,
something-
maybe we should lead off with that. Like, what is scarcity
There you go.
mindset?
what is
this scarcity mindset? Chris has to Google it really quick.
Yeah.
He's pulling it
no,
up.
Chat GPT actually.
ChatGPT.
Yeah.
You're still on that,
He's
huh?
Do you want me to read it word for word, or do you?
No, I
somebody else
want our
to
own
explain?
interpretation of it. I think that's really important. Scarcity
yeah.
mindset. Let's
Well,
hear it.
So
You know?
what I know it to be is like a mindset that is focused on lacking. So you're lacking in ability, you're lacking in money, you're lacking in opportunity. And because you're focused on what you're lacking, you can't see the good side of things. You can't see the positivity in your life. You are only seeing the negativity. And then from what I've read, it's a bit of a self-fulfilling prophecy. Like because you are focusing on the negative, everything in your life is negative.
So, like, give an example of like, because so are you like work? Like, if I'm someone who's like I'm worried about getting work and I'm looking for the next job or whatever it might be, and I feel like I'm not getting it. That's a scarcity mindset. If that's all I'm focused on, even if I'm
You're focusing on I don't have a job, I don't have a job,
I don't have
a
job, and
But-
that's what you're thinking of.
but
Yeah.
is what makes it a difference is that I actually do have.
No, so I think I
other
would look at
wins.
it as like, you know how people will say like there's room for everyone at the table. I think when you have a scarcity mindset, it's like there's only so much to go around. There's not room for everyone at the table. If you're getting this opportunity, that means I'm not getting this opportunity.
I
If
see.
you're getting this paycheck, that's less for me. That's
Okay.
like I think how I interpret it.
Yeah.
And then obviously that just kind of spirals if you're only focusing, like if I'm only focusing on like I'm not getting this opportunity, this is happening to me, like why is this happening to me? Your mind only focuses on these like negative things, and you forget how to even see positive things.
Yeah. And you said something kind of interesting there where you started like almost comparing yourself to other people. And is that part of the scarcity mindset, is that you're comparing yourself, your wins, your losses to what other people are doing? So if they're winning, therefore I'm losing in a way, right?
Yeah, I guess that's a big, so I think comparing is like a huge part of it.
Yeah.
Another example, I mean, this is kind of a weird example, but it's like you are thinking about like you have so much work to do that you don't have time for sleep. So now you're upset because you can't sleep. Like that's how the spiral goes. And like that's part of like the scarcity mindset.
It's just a total mindfuck, basically. You're like, that's what it sounds like. It's just like when you start just worrying about things in your life that
you
are
don't
less
have.
than.
Yeah.
And I feel like here in LA, like holy shit, like that's probably the worst place to have a mindset
we're
like
all,
that.
like if you can go down that road, you can spiral out on all the
Big
things
time.
that you don't
Yeah.
have, because we're all in this, especially in this industry. It's like it's really hard not to compare yourself to like what you're doing or what everyone's doing and be like, I should be doing that. Am I doing this right? worthy? Am I enough?
Am I worthy? Yep, that's a big. Well, it's a big one. Well, like even before we got on here, you guys were having cupcakes, and I was like, I really want the cupcakes,
You don't
but you
feel
guys
worthy
ate.
enough.
But you guys ate all the cupcakes. So it's scarcity mindset, and I was just like,
my God.
I don't get one. Now I don't have a cupcake. Now I don't have a cupcake. Now I'll never have a fucking cupcake in my life.
Good thing we have. You brought also the last crumb, right?
Yeah.
I did bring last
Yeah,
crumb.
so-
We talked about not
yeah.
even having it as part of this episode, but if you
Let me
want,
just tie it because I'm still hungry and I haven't had enough yet. So
should I bring in the last crumb because Chris brought it
Chris
up?
also ate several cupcakes.
How many
so you
cupcakes
it was
did
a
you?
birthday present.
There's
okay?
a reason I'm going through a scarcity mindset right now, and it's because you ate all the fucking cupcakes. But
You'll be okay.
I know.
I'm
not worthy.
Yeah, no,
That's
you're-
what it
you're
is.
You are worthy.
You'll be
Thank
okay.
you.
Yeah,
Thanks,
you're
guys.
worthy.
But I mean, all jokes aside, that scarcity mindset, that is part of it, right? It's just like other people are getting those other opportunities.
Yeah.
Have you faced that in your guys' own life?
I think when I was like younger in my career, like more starting out, seeing other people climb and then being like, oh, if they're climbing, like,
Yeah.
oh, maybe that spot's
Yep.
taken from me. Like kind of like that worry I've definitely seen. Still have this even in my career. Like, I try to like hoard all the work because I want to make myself as valuable as possible.
Oh, yeah.
And so, like, I think the worry is if other people help carry the workload,
Then therefore
I'm less
you're
valuable.
devaluing
Yeah,
yourself.
and so then I'm like,
Interesting.
oh, they climb a hut like above me.
Yeah.
if they're doing more work.
I
than
feel like that's a really common mentality, especially in the workplace.
Yeah.
And for people that are extremely ambitious, right? It's like almost as if you ask for help, it could be looked at as a
Yeah.
Negative
weakness.
thing.
Yeah.
And that's your mindset, right?
Yeah.
That's how you think it's going to be viewed at because maybe that's how you view people asking for help. But it actually isn't that. I would assume for most cases isn't that way. But yeah, it
I
can,
do that
it can
all the
definitely
time.
hold
I'll
you
literally
back.
call Jeremy and Aaron and be like, I need more work. I need more work. I want to be like, I want to touch everything. And that's because I want to insert myself into everything because
Yeah.
of the worry of like lacking. And then I guess that is like part of
But
it.
at the same time, like, again, I feel like I'm the wrong.
What did you have? Did you?
Not a cupcake. I feel like I've said before, I'm the wrong person to ask this or bring this up to because in my mind, I'm like, wow, that's awesome of you, Jenny. Like you're going out there, you want more work, you're trying to add more to your plate, but there is a flip
The
side to
negative
that.
side of that.
The
yeah.
negative side
I think
of like
there's
too
like
much
a
and
fine line that you have to like figure out how to balance. A
so there
little bit.
probably is that balance too.
Yeah.
I see it.
So some other signs of scarcity mindset, obviously.
I was just reading lack of concentration as well.
Oh,
So
Interesting.
Lack of concentration,
Yeah.
scarcity mindset.
so
Expand on that.
So what I would define that as is like almost like paralysis by analysis. Like
Mm.
if you have too many things going on, then you're not able to focus on one thing.
interesting.
Okay.
Paralysis. I've never heard that before.
Paralysis by analysis.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's the thing. I go through that
Yeah.
a lot where it's just like
But
you
you're
have
almost-
so many freaking ideas going through your head. You're like, oh, I want to
Oh,
do
you don't
this.
know
I
where
want
to
to start
start.
my
You're in
brand.
prison. Yeah,
I want to
you're in
make
prison to
content.
your
I
own
want to
thoughts,
get a
yeah.
job. I want to get a 401k. You have so many things. You just get numb.
Interesting.
And then you just like, I don't do anything. It's almost like you ever wake up in the morning. You're like, I have so much to do today. I'm going to go back to bed.
And you don't know where to start. Yeah.
Yeah. And you go back to sleep. You don't ever run into that?
I've never done that in my life.
Well,
I'm just
then
kidding. I
you're just
probably
awesome. Chris, I know you.
That's
Okay,
my biggest.
Here's
thing.
a sign of scarcity mindset that I feel like we should discuss.
Okay.
Saying yes to everything, every opportunity that comes your way because you're afraid.
I don't know.
that you
I don't
no
know
longer-
anybody at this table that
you
does
will
that.
no longer
I,
get those.
I
don't
don't think that I know anybody.
No one in this
here
room.
that would
Nobody does that. I don't
ever
do that.
do that.
No. No.
I think you just
are
said
you
that
gonna-
you did that on a different episode.
Well, yes, I do agree with you. I probably say yes to too many opportunities. I think it's more so it's like I don't say yes to anything, but it's hard for me to say no to a good opportunity. So if my plate is full, if I'm working on a bunch of different projects, but that new opportunity comes up, like how do you say no? Like I have do you guys say no? I have a hard time
Because of a
saying
good
no.
one, no, I probably wouldn't either.
Right. And that's my point. It's like it's hard to draw that line, at least for having a good enough self-awareness for myself to be like, all right, yes, this is good opportunity. This is something that if I take on, it's going to be hard for me to balance my work-life balance. And I should say no but then I have to have the understanding of that opportunity may go away or it may come back. You just don't know. And that's where I have an issue with it, because I'm afraid that it's not going to be there in a month or so.
And on the flip side, it's part of it's like trusting the process and knowing like even though that's not there, you're still leaving space for something that might be better.
Yeah.
And it will happen.
I feel like you're probably good at that.
Yeah. I've had to learn that a lot, but it's just being patient in the meantime.
Yeah.
And figuring those
That's funny because you're patient. I feel like you're a very patient person, and one of the signs of scarcity mindset is being impatient. So there you go.
Sometimes I'm probably too patient.
Oh, you think?
Yeah.
You're just like,
I'm like, oh no, I'm good. But
Yeah,
everything's crumbling, but no, I'm good. And everything's like on fire inside. But no,
Still
I'm good. I'm
good.
good.
It's
It'll work out.
It's that meme of the dog,
Yeah.
right? Like you're like drinking coffee, but the world's on fire.
Yeah.
And you're just like sitting there. Just
It'll work out.
fine.
No, it'll work
That's
out.
Chris in a
eventually.
nutshell.
Yeah.
you do always say that everything will work itself out.
It
I'm like,
does.
sure.
It just doesn't happen when you want it to.
Yeah.
And then in the meantime, shit's falling apart. And you're like, fuck. How the fuck am I going to figure this out? And then things work themselves out.
But then, okay, so then what are the steps that you take to help figure these things out? So if I'm someone that's suffering from scarcity mindset, because it seems like it's a very common thing, we've all faced it in small, big shapes, forms, whatever. Like what's the way to get out of it? What is it? Is it good to have? Is it good to notice?
I think the first thing you want to do is be aware of the fact that you have this like negative thought process, because that's what it is a negative thought process. Like you're thinking in terms of lacking. So you have to change the mindset first and start thinking, like start doing positive thinking. You have to see the good that's happening more than you see the bad that's happening.
Yeah.
So like positive thinking, one way to do that is like just start by practicing gratitude, which I think we've talked about quite a bit. Like, so every day, if you write down things that you're grateful for, even like the tiniest, most nuanced thing, it makes you notice those things. And that's how you start like practicing like a positive mindset.
Yeah.
If I'm writing down all the things I'm grateful for, I'm not thinking about the things that I don't have anymore, you know?
True.
So those are a couple of things.
And
positive thinking.
To piggyback
Gratitude.
off that, being thankful for what you have. So even if you don't feel like you have everything or you're not exactly where you want to be, being thankful for what you do have and the people that you do have around you is most important.
Another thing, which we've talked about before, is like embracing the unknown. I think a lot of people can get afraid of what they don't understand or what they are afraid of. But if you like embrace that, like, I don't think you will be afraid like of what you're lacking or what you're missing, because you know it's gonna come.
And I think you said something, I can't remember if you said it on this podcast or like before we even jumped on here, like it's self-fulfilling prophecy when it comes to this negative mindset. And I think that's probably the most dangerous thing of the scarcity mindset. It's you get stuck in this almost meditative, or no, not meditative, mantra like scenario where you're just like bad, which equals bad, bad.
Like if you say all day, every day, I'm bad luck, I have bad luck, you start to only see the bad things that are happening. So then you believe that
like,
you're
or
bad
even like
luck.
in relationships, like, oh, this relationship is going negative, it's bad, it's this, it's that. It's probably gonna continue to be bad.
Yeah, but
right?
if you switch your mindset and are focused on the positive things in that relationship, which takes work, then you start to see the good things in it again. Yeah,
no, I think the flip side is like you were saying before, that is reversing that mantra. Instead of it being like I don't have this, it is starting to really find those affirmations, those moments that are wins for you that will actually open a lot more doors. And I've even seen that. Even though it doesn't look like I practice that, I do try to.
That's good.
Thank you.
That's good.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
This is where, Decent Humans is really helping me out. So
Same,
thank
actually.
you.
It's stuff where like
This podcast is just for us, honestly.
It's like a big therapy session.
I think that's what this is kind of turning into, especially I've been like noticing it on recent episodes. And like you guys are really like breaking my mental down, like what I am as a person, and then we're gonna like build it back up.
In case you haven't realized by now, that's the whole purpose of this podcast.
We found it. All right, you guys heard it here first. The Decent Humans is a therapy session for the three of us.
Okay, so before we wrap, how do you get out of a scarcity mindset?
I'm just going to piggyback exactly what I just said. It's the changing the internal monologue to yourself of stop talking about the I don't have, they have more, I don't get these same opportunities. Look at the opportunities that you have that are making you into the person you want to be, the career that you want to have, the relationship that you want to have. Change the whole tone of it, and it will open you up way more and attract way more positivity than this negative negative talk.
Chris, you got one?
I would say being thankful for what you have and where you're at, and moving from that, like being able to build off that, but keep that as a starting point to see how far you actually have come, and then from there start to develop the tools. Like we just had JT on, and he was talking about having tools and different people that you can talk to for different circumstances and whatnot.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I think that using those tools and also switching up your body's chemistry, whether it's going on a walk, whether it's traveling, whether it's movement, we've talked about those things. But I think that starting there, thankful for what you have, move, have the people around you, the tools that will help you, and you can branch off there.
Sorry, one note on what you just said. It reminded me something of like back in the day. This was at grad school. We had a class, and it was like to get you in a state of flow. And flow is like when you're not progressive flow, different flow. It's a flow is a state of mind of when things are just like happening naturally. Like you're in this state of like you're able to create or do math, whatever it might be. But
we actually had Corey Camp on, and he talked about that.
Well, guess what? I wasn't here. And Corey, that was a great episode. Really happy. Can't wait to get you back. The point I was trying to make is what our teacher, our professor was trying to teach us is that things will happen that break that state of flow. And what they actually had us do was wear a rubber band on our wrist. And every time you get out of that state of flow or you start having negative talk to yourself, you would just snap you.
That's
and
good.
you have to be self-aware of that.
That's a good practice for self-awareness, though, because you have to like really pay attention to what your inner dialogue and what your feelings and thoughts are like all day to even.
And it's amazing you'll catch yourself with a negative thought way more often than
it's more natural, right?
So that's a great business idea. I think that we should have decent human rubber bands.
Oh, we should.
Self-inflicted pain rubber bands. That's it.
Great.
We
More
promote
for
that.
Evan to self-inflict on himself.
Yeah. That's big. This sounds like a great idea.
Just saying.
Decent human.
I'm here for it. I'll wear one.
I'll wear one too.
Yeah, okay. Well, they're coming soon.
Coming soon, yeah.
Our nonprofit of decent human self-inflicting pain. That's what they're going to be called, not rubber bands. Self-inflicted pain bands. Anyways, Jenny,
what?
Let's hear your answer.
Oh, mine would be embracing the unknown and the uncomfortable, getting comfortable with being in, like, putting yourself in uncomfortable situations. It's going to allow your mindset to open up a lot in general. Yeah. And I think you'll stop seeing things in a negative light because you're constantly in an uncomfortable state. Yep. So you can't be like, oh, this sucks all the time if you're intentionally putting yourself in those positions.
Totally. Have you guys seen the movie Yes Man? With Bruce Willis.
I knew he was.
Not Bruce Willis. Sorry, Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey. With Jim Carrey.
Where he always says yes?
Where he says yes to everything.
I have not watched it, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Johnny? Yeah. Johnny's seen it.
Johnny's always seen it.
So, Yes Man. The only reason I bring it up, it is similar. I don't think they talk about scarcity mindset at all in the movie. But what it is putting himself into an uncomfortable position. But the whole entire movie is based on the premise of the more you say yes, the more opportunity comes. And it will lead you into an area or a line of work or something that you never expected. If you said no, none of this would have happened. You'll keep the status quo.
That's true.
And nothing will change. So saying yes,
man.
It's a very powerful word.
Yes, man.
Yes,
yes,
man.
Sir.
Yes.
Yes.
Are we done with the podcast?
On that note.
And on that note.
Yes. You guys didn't hit the joke.
Man.
All righty.
Didn't land.
There it is, guys. Scarcity mindset. I mean, leave it in the comments. What do you think it is? Do you encounter it on a daily basis? How do you change it? We'd love to hear about it. All right?
It's great.
All right.
On the next
Continue
one.
being decent. We'll see you next time.
Like, comment, subscribe. Thank you. Peace.
Bye.